Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another review. And now we're taking a look at the Amiga vertically scrolling and partially horizontally scrolling shoot 'em up Banshee. Well, it's mostly vertically scrolling, but it's just that there's a little bit of leeway horizontally as well. And Banshee was published by Core Design. Yes, the very same Core Design who would later go on to do a certain Tomb Raider franchise. But this was prior to that, and it's a very impressive looking vertically scrolling shoot 'em up, which came out only for the AGA machines. So anyone who's using an Amiga 500 or anything like that would not be able to play it. It only worked on the CD32, the Amiga 1200 or the Amiga 4000. If you had any other kind of Amiga, you couldn't play it, point blank period. It was published by Core Design in 1994 and they also developed it. Coder was Søren Hannibal, graphics Jakob Andersen, and musician Martin Iveson. And so you get this superbly drawn artwork in this intro. There's Core Design logo. And the option, you got this, you've got multiple language, German, Danish, French, and English. And the players can use one or two button sticks or even a mouse. Quite why you want to play Banshee with a mouse is anyone's guess, but at least the option's there if you're crazy enough to try it. And as you probably guessed by the fact you can use two button controllers, it supports joysticks and joypads with two independent fire buttons. To keep players on screen is only applies in two player. It means, because as I said earlier, there is a little bit of horizontal scrolling whenever someone goes close to the side of the screen, depending on whereabouts they are on the playing area. Keeping players on screen being switched off means that one player can actually go off the screen to get things that would otherwise be off screen. Whereas keeping players on screen on means that obviously you can't do that. Difficulty level, you've got normal, hard, and easy. However, it's worth pointing out on easy, it's impossible to get on the high score table no matter how good your score is, and you can't progress beyond about level 2. Split power-ups. If you've got it switched on, it means that the power-ups you get from the enemies that dispense them will be in different colours, and only the appropriately coloured player can get them. Again, that only applies if you're in two player. If you're in one player, it doesn't apply at all. Let's start the game. Objective: fly across the Atlantic Ocean and destroy the Styx-held harbour town of Nova Scotia. So you get ready, and you've got the status panel on the left, and I'm only going to concentrate on the player 1 section. The player 2 section, obviously there's no second player because I'm by myself. So as you can see, that you've got a 6 digits number, which is, as you probably guessed, score. Just below that, you've got the lives. It won't be naught when I start. Loops are loop loops, which if you played a game like 1942 or 1943, you'll know exactly what they are, and they do much the same thing here. It allows you to do a loop-the-loop where you go vertically up to the top of the screen and then loop back down to the bottom, and until you go back to where you were before you before you actually activated it, and whilst that's happening you're invulnerable and you can deal out damage to whatever your plane hits in the process. And beneath that you've got a shield bar. Again, that will be fill up with green when I actually start, and it will gradually drain as you take hits. Some things kill you instantly. And you see those 3 lights to the left of the shield. That's your build-up meter. The more that's built up, the fewer weapons you lose if you lose a life. So, and here's a power-up, and you can shoot it to get different ones. The one I just picked up was a bullet icon, which powers up your main gun. And that thing, which looks like a big pile of poo, is actually the build-up, as you can see, because I've picked up 2 of them. That helicopter, that propeller thing increases your plane's flying speed. Right, I've fully powered up my build-up, so when I lose a life, I'm not going to lose any weapon power or any weapons whatsoever. Damn it, I was hoping I could get the bullet power. That, as you probably guessed, that first aid thing that I picked up allows me to replenish some of my lost shield. That was only giving me build-ups. I don't really need to get that one because I've got full build-ups, as you can see from the three lights in them. Damn it! So now I've died, I've lost one of the 3 build-ups. So, but because I had them at all, that skull is a smart bomb. Right, that build-up I picked up just then is what I picked up to. What I've just picked up there is it has doubled my front shots, so now I've got twin shots going forwards. Right, I've just used the loop because I'm in a bit of a dire situation. And now in the middle left of the screen, a boss health meter suddenly appeared because I'm about to take on a mid-stage boss. Well, technically, in a way, it's 2 bosses, but they share a. Oh, damn it! But at least because I had a full build-up, I'm not going to lose any weaponry. So I just used to loop the loop to give me a bit of a heads up. I didn't bother. This game is quite hard if you're playing by yourself. If you've got a second player, that can help distract the enemies and draw fire away from you. One up. It's a wonderful looking game, and you'll see some great weather effects later on if I get that far. I powered up my bullets. As you can see, my bullets are a lot bigger now. Oh, bugger! Luckily, as I said, because I had. I picked up the build-up so I wouldn't lose any power-ups. If it meant I had to go without the shield replenish, but I really needed to get the build-up so I wouldn't lose any weaponry whatsoever when I die. And so, some of the powers you can get are just points, like that 2000 I just picked up. Damn it! That was kind of annoying. I picked up that that shield replenish, and then got hit immediately after getting it, so I may as well not have picked it up. See now, see, I'll speak of the devil. There's a rather impressive rainy weather effect. It doesn't look like much now, but this is a game that came out in 1994, and even an A1200 with no expansions whatsoever would have had this same visual effect. So now I've got to take out the other two. As you saw from that shield replenish that I just picked up, sometimes you can shoot up the power up to try and cycle it, and it won't make any difference. You'll just get the same thing no matter how many times you shoot it. It's just a case of knowing which ones will give you different things and which ones won't. The different power-ups always appear in the same places, so if you can remember, if you know the game well enough, you'll know what will give you what when. One up, yeah. You get a few continues in this game, so if you do run out of lives, you do get some more chances to try again, and you don't go, and you only revert back to base weapons if you didn't do well enough to actually get any. Yeah, I better get them. I don't need the build up. I've already got the full build up. You don't want to crash into. Right, I'll give myself a bit of a diagonal forward shot. It's not particularly weak, but at least it can help shoot things that are not in front of you. Damn it, I took a hit there, so I've only got a tiny sliver of shield left. Damn it! Right, that will give me some better weaponry. That was only giving me that. You can also get a triple shot if you know which enemy to defeat to get the power up to give you that, and know how many times you need to shoot it, of course. Some nice, some darkly humorous effects, like if you manage to shoot one of those lorries and before all the men have jumped out of it, then you see. Powered up my guns again. Damn it, took a hit. Oh man, it must. These helicopters can be a bit of a pig if you haven't got decent weaponry, because they take a lot of hits to destroy, even in the earlier stages like here. Oh damn it, I took a hit there. As I said, it's a great looking game. It's just a shame that it's so hard in one player. If it weren't for that, I'd be giving it an even better rating than I actually do, but it is still a blast to play in every sense. That one gives me another loop the loop. So generally the power-ups are very clear what they do. Yeah, definitely want that as first aid. Well, technically it's not first aid, but it does the same thing, so it gives me more of my shield back, so I can take a bit more flak than I would have otherwise been able to. Don't need to build up because I've got full build up. yes, sometimes you find things that if you shoot them, it basically acts like a smart bomb. And that those canisters on that train was just one of the kind of things that you can destroy that has that effect within this game. So it's worth keeping an eye out for them because they can really help you if things are getting a bit sweaty. And bear in mind, if you're playing this either in one player in particular, things absolutely will get sweaty whether you want them to or not. This is not an easy game. Well, it's easy and easy, but it's impossible to complete in easy, as I said earlier. You can't progress past about the second level. The guys are on fire with their heads on fire, running away from the lobby that I destroyed. And yeah, I had to use the loot there because I was about to die. Yeah, when you shoot soldiers, their remains are rather gritty, and I've just died. But again, as I had the full 3 build-ups, I don't lose any of the weaponry that I had. Had I only had 1 or 2, or even no build-ups, I would have lost more of the weapon power that I had in some cases. And if I had no build-ups whatsoever, I would have pretty much lost every weapon that I picked up until that point. I'd been back to the very basic single pair of bullets, which I had at the very beginning, and that's really not the kind of thing you want at this stage. What I picked up there allows me to spread my shots a little bit. See, they're going outwards a bit more. Damn it, I've taken a hit. Yeah, we're sort of zooming in and out rather than just going directly forward the whole time the way they were previously. No point getting a double shot, I've already got it. And here's the boss of the very first level. When you know what to do, this level is not too taxing. The tricky bit is trying not to die because you can't get any build-ups during it. So especially as you can see on the just above the boss's health bar, I don't have the full 3 build-ups because I've only got 2 lights lit up. So if I lose a life doing this, I'm going to lose some of the weaponry that I've currently got. Right, the boss is down to less than half its energy now. Well, not energy, shield now. What a great looking game, though. If you look very carefully, you can even see the wheels are actually animated slightly as the thing trundles along the train tracks. That's the kind of detail that you get in this game. Right, this boss is done, and its inhabitants meet a grisly end as they splatter all over the ground below. Enter Styx City and destroy the gigantic guardians. This is where it starts to considerably toughen now. Especially as I really would like to build up my build so I can get the full 3 and not lose all my weaponry. Speaking of the devil, there you go. I picked up the thing that looks like a pile of poo, and that's given me the missing build-up that I sought. These heavily armoured helicopters are a bit of a pig. Oh, I want that. Oh, I was hoping to get the giant bomb that would have fired a gigantic bomb in front of me every so often, which does tons of damage and would have been really helpful. But what I did pick up instead is a homing missile. Oh, that one's only giving me firepower. But at least I can power up my firepower a bit more than I could in the previous level. And believe me, you're going to want to be able to do that. Oh, that one's only giving me build-ups. You notice things like a woman pushing a pram across the pavement just a few moments ago, and other such things. You can't kill them, but there is a cheat that you can key in that allowed you to do it. But I'm not going to say what it is, though. But you do get a rather... But if you do decide to activate it, you not only can't actually have your name gracing the high score table, not because you can't get on it, but because per se, but because it gives you a message that will leave you feeling a little bit guilty. And there's more of these weather effects going on here. Oh, this one's only giving me a build up, so I don't. Damn it, took a hit. Damn it, I was hoping I could get that build up before it went off the screen. Sadly, it wasn't to be. Yeah. Oh, damn it, took a hit from that. No, and again. One up, yeah. Even this one starts to pick up some. That's a side shot. See another of those women pushing the pram down there. Or baby cart if you're in the United States. Damn it! Right, because I didn't have all three build-ups when I died just then. As you can see, the strength of my front shots is substantially weakened. So my front shots are not as powerful as they were before dying just then. And I'm going to die again, and I've only got one build up this time, so I'm going to lose even more weaponry if Damn it! Right, I accidentally used a credit, so I wasn't planning on using a credit, but as you can see, because I've got no build-ups left at all, I didn't manage to pick up another one. My bullets on my front gun are even weaker than they were before. And now I've got no loop-the-loops. So I've got nothing to particularly help me. Except this. But even so, there's going to be a limit to how well it can protect me. Oh, that, all things considered, that could have been a lot worse. I was expecting to really struggle with that, especially I was trapped in that bottom right corner. Nice smooth scrolling as well. Occasionally when the screen darkens for things like the rain effects, it can get a bit hard to see what's going on, but by and large it's usually very clear what's happening, even if it does get a bit frenetic at times. One up. I would have preferred to have right, I better get build up. I'm going to die again. I've got virtually no shield. Ah, knew it. That one's only giving me first aid, so there wasn't. It's another of those things that acts like a smart bomb if you destroy it. Damn it! But unfortunately, I couldn't destroy it in time because I didn't have the weaponry that gave me a chance of being able to do it. Oh, I didn't want to get that. Don't crash into the spires. That's one thing that will kill you instantly if you do that. And if you're actually shooting at the spire, then you'll hear a metallic clanging as you do so. Which if you have that kind of thing happening, the same thing would have happened on the lighthouses in the previous stage as well. If you crash into them, it's really hard when you haven't got the weaponry because there's a lot of things you just can't shoot. Which brings me back to what I was saying. In one player mode, this game's just a bit too hard. And if you haven't got the weaponry required to do it, you can find certain instances nigh on impossible. As great the game is, if it could have been made a little bit less tough for one player. Ah, damn it. Right. Although I've still got a couple more continues, I'm going to end the review there so it doesn't drag on for too long. It's already gone on for over 25 minutes, so... And you're going to enter your name if you go onto the high score table. So that was Banshee, created and published by Core Design, released in 1994. Although earlier that year was when Commodore USA's troubles began, when they filed for voluntary bankruptcy. Their software companies in general were still seemingly happy to finish off what games were in progress at the time before deciding whether or not to continue with the Amiga or just jump ship. Graphics, absolutely superb. Make great use of the advanced graphics architecture chipset that's found in the A1200, A4000 CD32. Nice, satisfying explosions. Everything just looks great. Smooth scrolling. As I said, when the screen darkens for some of the weather effects, it can be a little bit on the tricky side to pick out certain things, but then it would be in a real rainstorm, so. It's just one of those things, whether you're keen on that kind of realism or whether you think it adversely impacts the game. But it can be frustrating if the weather makes it a little bit harder to see the bullet because of it being darker and more rainy than it might have been in other parts of the game. Sound. Well, you get this music on the title screen. There's no in-game music, and you also get the music on the intro, which we saw near the very beginning of this review. The sound effects in game are. I kind of wish the explosions were a bit meatier, but they're still above average, and it's still satisfying when things you still get satisfying explosions and so forth, and the sound and graphics help to create a generally pretty good atmosphere for a game like this. Gameplay. It plays really well, and generally everything responds well. Occasionally the hit detection is a little iffy, and it would also be nice if the slight horizontal scrolling that happens could happen a bit sooner, because it's sometimes possible for you to head over to the left thinking that it's going to have some run out of space, only for it to scroll and suddenly you smack into a helicopter that's just off screen because you didn't get time to react to it. So it would have been nice if the horizontal scrolling kept up a bit better than it did. And the ability to actually split the power-ups whenever they're two players, so that only player one can pick up the power-ups of its own colour, and similarly for player two, ones for player two, because player two would have a different coloured plane, would be in that plane's colour, so only that particular player could pick up those ones. If you haven't got that activated, then they're all the same colour, and it's a case of whoever first come, first serve. Whoever first picks up the power up gets the bonus. Which can lead to a few squabbles. But as I said, my only gripe is that, particularly in one player, it's a bit too difficult. Even with the continues, it could have done with having the difficulty ease fraction in one player in particular. I mean, what you're up against is fine for two players. I know, because I have tried two player previously. But in one player, it's a bit too much of a muchness, and it can make the game more frustrating as it is. But even so, Banshee's still a great game, and highly recommended as one early title that was AGA specific. So I'm going to give Banshee on the Amiga 8 out of 10. It's only really the difficulty in one player that stops me from giving it a 9. Otherwise, I would have happily given it that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. Sorry it went on for over half an hour. I hope you forgive me for that. It's only because I accidentally used a continue when I didn't particularly mean to. But anyway, hope to catch you on another review or other video soon. Texie88 out.